up, everybody? Welcome to the Super Game Boys. I'm your host, Colonel and Dad, Garrett Morlang, and here in the virtual studio with me is the king of video games and... Oh, you have your new name, and I don't have my notes up. Here it is, sorry. Elite Tastemaker, Adrian Holmes.
Come on, man.
I wanted to say expert taste, but I'm like, I know it wasn't experts. That's what hung me up. I knew it was a tastemaker, but...
I just got back from a trip to Indie Games Mecca, and this is how you're gonna do me?
This is how I do you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm more prepared, but it's been a little scattered here pre-show. We've been setting up your OBS, which is like wasn't in my brain, and so it kind of threw me off a little bit to be doing that. But I'm glad we got it set up.
I needed your help. I was drowning. I'm like,
you are ready for tomorrow night.
I'm ready to go.
It's gonna be great. But yes, we are here. I'm hoping you're going to talk about some Day of the Devs later.
Oh, are you kidding?
Okay.
Wait till we get to what you're playing.
Okay. All right. That's right. You heard it here first. Stay tuned because Adrian went to Day of the Devs in person.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
I almost brought that sweatshirt, but it was $60. And I said, ooh, that's a lot of money for a sweatshirt. They had a sick Day of the Devs sweatshirt.
Did you at least wear your Super Gamer Boys hat?
Yeah, actually.
Hand out some business cards. You know, I mean,
we don't
post-it notes with your phone number just written on it.
Actually, I should get on that. We should get some Super Gamer Boys posted, or not Super Gamer Boys posted notes.
I mean,
I was gonna say business cards, but
you can print images on the post-it notes. We can just have it could be up like, you know, those crappy freebies that they give away at like trade shows and stuff. Give away packs of post-it notes that just have our logo and like a QR code on it. Here you go. Instead of business cards, hand out little like stupid trinkets.
I guess. I mean, that would make you memorable,
we need to get
right? Like
pens.
Oh, these guys gave me a thing of.
No. Oh, you know. So growing up, I used to go to these farm trade shows. I lived in a smaller, like more country community, farming community.
Mm-hmm.
I worked on a farm. Friend of the family from our church, and anyways, every year we'd go to this big farm trade show where they had like all the big tractors, equipment. I always liked to go because they had like Yamaha and Honda and Kawasaki were all there with their dirt bikes and four-wheelers. I'm like, I like dirt bikes and four-wheelers. But you'd also go around to all the booths like Pioneer Seed or like John Deere or like wherever, all those different companies, and they had so much free junk, free trash. You'd walk up with your bag, and like they, you know, spokesperson would talk to you for about like 30 seconds. You're like, all right, cool, thanks, not interested today. Scoop, just dump all the stuff off, just like pencils.
It's a bunch of like pens, old John Deere patches and stuff like that.
It's all like the freebie junk, like like pens, pencils, erasers. I think it was Pioneer Seed. They had these little tiny like cardboard boxes, and there's like 3 little pieces of white mint, like just like a generic white mint gum
in the box.
In a cardboard box.
Their product was cardboard boxes?
No, they sold seed, like corn seed and soybeans and stuff. But
why would it be cardboard boxes then?
It was like, I mean, there was like, why didn't I not just keep it packaged in like a blister pack? Like it's, you know, so if you didn't chew it fast enough,
it was a collector's.
If you didn't chew it fast enough, within like the first like couple of weeks, it started getting like soggy and stuff, you know, because just humidity in the air would like, you know, moisten the cardboard. The gum would get moist. But it was wild. Or like you'd go to the Yamaha booth and then get like their catalog for the year, and it always had like big awesome pictures. So you'd rip out like the one you like and tack it on your wall. I have a brand new like the 2003 Kawasaki Ninja or whatever. This time I want. Yeah, that's what I want one day. Yep. So there we go. That's what we need to do with Super Gamer Boys. Just have a bunch of like tchotchkes that we give away for free, like pencils, pens.
No, I hear you. We need to give out
gum.
We need to give out Kawasaki Ninjas.
Kawasaki Ninjas. There we go. That would get us lots of followers. If we did an Instagram giveaway where we gave away a Ninja, I think we'd have.
Are you kidding? You got a cool 15 grand though?
That's what people do nowadays. There's like this account on Instagram. I just followed them the other day because they're like, in 28 days, I'm giving away a new Sony A7 III camera, blah, 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 like, which is like a $2,000 camera or whatever like that. And the whole thing is like, yeah, he's getting like a crap ton of followers because everyone just wants to win the thing. But I mean, people follow and then they forget they followed and then they stay followed and then that just helps him just blow up his account. I'm like, if we ever have any money, if Super Gamer Boys ever makes any money, we should do a giveaway.
My worry would be people coming in just for that, and then all of them just leaving. And then now we're out all that money, and we have no followers,
nothing
and
to
nothing
show
for it.
Nothing, yeah. Exactly. That's unfortunately probably the truth.
Because I was like, what if we put our heads together and like give away a PS5 or something like that? That might get us some traction, but who knows?
Who knows? Carrie Lambertson in the chat. I almost missed you guys because I was too engrossed in a video game. Well, I'm glad you could pull yourself away.
You're here.
And,
love you for it.
You made it here. Thank you. We appreciate it. They also say you should contact some of the indie devs and maybe do a game giveaway.
Ooh.
We need to get a hold of Panic and give away a play date. That's
Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
Carrie says, Carrie says, I'm still playing my game too. Okay, all right. We're just on the second monitor. I get it. We're an afterthought. That's fine. I appreciate that.
We got to get a lot bigger to be, getting stuff like that from people.
You never know. You're like, hey. All right. We should probably get on with the show. That's enough tractor talk for one video game podcast.
Tractor and mint box, cardboard mint box talk.
I mean, it was good dang gum, at least until it got soggy. Until it got soggy.
I've never heard of gum getting soggy before. That's crazy.
But most gum, think about it, like the hard, because what I'm talking about is like the hard shell stuff that usually comes in those blister packs, so they're vacuum sealed. But imagine popping it out of the blister packs and then just throwing it in a cardboard box or a cardboard tube.
You mean like the mints that have gum in them?
No, okay, hang on.
You know what I'm talking about? Like they come in how pills come in the foil packages and you have to pop them out. There was mints like that too that had a hard mint shell, but after you wore down that hard mint layer, it was gum in the middle.
Maybe I don't
know. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm just thinking of like extra gum or whatever. Like it always comes like the little bubble packs and you pop it out, like these little chiclet looking things. Here, I have an image right here, a copy image. This is important business. This isn't the brand.
Of course, yes. Yes, those are the ones. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, that's just gum. They're not.
And they have gum in the middle.
I mean, it is gum. They don't have gum in the middle. It is gum. It's just gum.
But I thought you had to. No, wait a minute.
Like it's a hard shell. Like you do have to break the right. But it's all gum.
See, I always thought those were mint on the outside, and then you suck on the mint, and then after a while, then you can go ahead and bite it, and then you know how like dum-dums have the gum in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was that kind of situation, but with mints.
I mean,
so I've been eating them wrong this whole time.
Or maybe you've been eating them right this whole time. Because I've always I always just throw it in and chomp right down and immediately just because it's not that thick. It's a thin layer of hard shell. Like it's like M&M thin. So it's just like one little crunch and then boom, you got gum. But maybe we've all been doing it wrong this whole time. Maybe you're supposed to suck on it first.
Who knows?
But then I feel like most of the minty flavor is in the shell part. So I feel like if you did that,
was pretty minty too.
You'd get in the gum and then it would just be like bland. But I've never tried it. I guess I don't know for a fact.
Now we're gonna have to order some.
Now we got to order some and test it on the show. Oh man! All right. Today we're gonna be talking about the leaked PS5 specs, how busted Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection is, and how in the Palworld devs. Sorry, this is just so hilarious. And how the Palworld devs have too much money, and they're complaining about it. We're gonna talk about that. But first, let's give a quick shout out to our Patreon producers, Bumble Smash. And wait a second. What? Every week my show notes get just wildly jacked up. Hang on.
Do you want me to do them for you?
No, I got it. Here it is. Okay. Patreon producers, Bumble Smash.
Use Google Docs.
Bumble Smash and Kajoma01 and our Super Gamer sponsors, Julie Bates, Mama Mare, and Carrie. If you want to be awesome just like those folks, head over to patreon.com/supergamerboys where you can support us starting at just $1 a month. That's right. $1. You get episodes early and ad-free, such as this show and our Patreon exclusive show, Super Later Boys. We'll be recording an episode hopefully this week now that my parents have hit the road. Actually, not that they haven't yet. They leave tomorrow morning. I have to take them to the airport at 4 o'clock or 4:30 in the morning, which means I need to be up at 4. Yay.
You'll live.
I'll live. I'll be fine. I've done it before. I just have a phone interview for a job tomorrow. No big deal.
Come home and hit some matcha. You'll be good to go.
You'll be right as rain. Be good to go. But be sure to support us over at Patreon because you won't want to miss. I mean, we already have 5 episodes of Super Later Boys out. You want to go check those out, and the new one hopefully coming out soon here. And that's about it. We'll talk more about our Patreon later on the show. I do want to give a huge shout out to Jack Sriracha, Yate, and DJ Trooz for allowing us to use their music on our show. Right now, you're hearing the wonderful tunes from Jack Sriracha and Yate. You can find links to their music in the show description on YouTube and podcast apps. Make sure to go check them out on Apple Music and Spotify.
And if you make music,
oh yes,
I was just gonna say, and if you make music and you happen to be a member of the crew, definitely shoot it over to us, and we can see if we can use that as well. As long as you're cool with it, we're cool with it.
If you're cool with it, we're cool with it.
And don't be lame. Don't make lame tunes and try to send them in, bro.
No lame tunes. And generally instrumental. That's best. Because we don't want a bunch of people singing behind us while we're trying to talk. That's distracting.
Unless it's like Cruising USA background vocals, then I'm fine with it. You know?
Okay. Yeah. All right. It's now time to check the mail. I don't know. What do we normally we put up Super Gamer by here, but I think they are out of commission again.
They're on PTO. They got a lot of PTOs stored up for somebody who hasn't been here that long.
We need
to accrue PTO.
We need to check out the employee handbook. We need to update that. I don't know what to do with Super Gamer because I never get a day off. You rarely get a day off. Like, what's the deal here? Super Gamer Bot.
The last time I took PTO was when Turtles came out.
After the whole strike thing, though, everything kind of reset. There's a bunch of new stuff.
That's true. That was part of the new negotiations.
I'm gonna be honest. Forgot all about that. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't read all. I just signed. I didn't read any of it. So it's kind of like, take their word for it. Whatever.
I mean, who reads
all the legalese?
Who reads the terms? Who reads the EULA?
Terms and conditions. That's for losers.
Let's keep it 100% here.
Well, this first question comes to us from Sir Prince-A-Lot. They write, if you two did karaoke, what would your songs be? Even if you think you can't sing, there's at least one song you can sing pretty well. Mine is, and I might mispronounce this, but it's also because it's spelled funny, and I've never heard this song, and I apologize, Sir Prince-A-Lot. The Ballad of Curtis Lowe? Maybe he spelled it wrong. That's what I am kind of wondering. The Ballad of Curtis Lowe we'll go with, by Leonard Skinnard. Adrian, what is your go-to, or even if you don't go to, what's a song that you think you would just nail?
A song that I think that I would nail is the song. Oh, you know what I would absolutely murder? Mm-hmm. Who's Watching Me by Rockwell. The song with Michael Jackson on the hook. I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Oh, somebody's watching me by. Wait,
yeah, that's what I said, by Rockwell.
Is that who's by?
Yeah. When I come home at night, I lock the door really tight.
Okay.
That one.
Yeah, no, that's exactly the song I thought it was, but for some reason I thought it was by someone else.
Nope. I would murder that song at karaoke.
That's a very good song. That's a very good one. If I had to pick, so here's my deal. I've never done like legit karaoke, but I grew up playing Rock Band and Guitar Hero, so I know a few songs, and I always got relegated to the microphone because I was, I don't know, I sucked at getting at calling dibs on anything else. Everyone else is like drums, guitar, bass. I'm like,
you got the mic?
The mic again.
That's when you get the most leeway as the mic. Did you know that?
Yeah, but it's more fun to hit drums,
Is it?
Yeah. Drums is the best. Dink, 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 dink,
Yeah,
dink,
that's
the
fair.
rubber,
Drums is fun.
the rubber.
They're all fun in their own way, though.
The most annoying sound in all the world. Like my parents hated that. Whenever we were playing Rock Band, it was like, those drums are the worst because they're in the next room over. They don't hear the music. They just hear the tick, 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 tick.
See, that's where you tell them. That's where you tell them you should be in here playing with me. I need 3 more people. Why are you letting me play 1-player drums in a 4-player game, Mom and Dad?
Get in here. Jump on the guitar.
Now you can't find a Rock Band set for under $400.
I know. I wish we had it for 360, and I wish we still had. I wish I still had 360. Ours like went kaput, multiple times, and then we got rid of. Well, we took all of our Rock Band stuff. I think when we moved to Papua New Guinea, we took it over there. It was one of those things where it was like it was expensive to get over there, and it would be
I believe it.
Even more expensive to bring back. I think we even shipped it over, like, because we shipped a crate over by boat, like on a ship, on a cargo ship. And we did that, and we were like, we're not doing that again, bringing it back. So it just stayed there, I think, if I remember right.
So it's somewhere in Papua New Guinea. Some kids are just playing it over there.
Yeah, I don't.
Just like,
I think I'm pretty, because I feel like I remember us playing it over there. Having some parties and stuff, hanging out. But I tell you what, there's some of my favorite songs from there. Enter Sandman by Metallica. Really anything by Metallica.
Of course.
Anything by Metallica, I would just destroy. That's what I grew up on. I love that. Wanted Dead or Alive.
Which is kind of crazy
Bon
because
Jovi.
those are the same parents that wouldn't let you watch SpongeBob, but they were like, hey, Metallica, go for it.
SpongeBob they were okay with. Harry Potter, no.
Oh,
Harry
that's
Potter
what it
not
was.
allowed.
That's what it was.
Not allowed to watch. Wanted Dead or Alive with Bon Jovi. That's just like karaoke classic though. That's like everyone does that. And then another one I loved is Welcome Home by Coheed and Cambria. That one was a jam. Here laid to rest is our love evermore.
I thought you were gonna say a favorite House Atlantic. Now that's a classic.
Okay. Was that from Rock Band or was that from Guitar Hero?
Was that Guitar Hero?
I guess with Rock Band, they had like hundreds of songs of DLC too. So that's the other thing. Like there was a chance that like there was songs.
You know
that
what
I
I'm
never
talking about,
played,
right? Good Eye Sniper.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah.
That wasn't Rock Band, was it? Or maybe it was Rock Band 2. I never played a lot of Rock Band 2.
Okay.
We had Rock Band 1 in our house. And by the time Rock Band 2 came out, I think we were overseas. So I missed Rock Band 2. Basically, Rock Band 1 was my jam, and any Rock Band that came, or Guitar Hero that came later, don't know. Nothing.
Well,
but
good luck trying to play it now, because you're gonna need a cool $600 to get everything back now.
They just gotta bring it back. Gotta bring it back.
They're not gonna do that. People don't like peripherals anymore.
Yeah, a great man. Rock Band and Guitar Hero, both those games. That was like such a huge.
That was a moment in time that'll never happen again. So
much of my listening and music taste were formed from that game. Like before that, I was, my parents like music. I like music. I had family member who likes music. So like I had I had some range in what I enjoyed listening to, but then like getting Rock Band and being like, whoa, there is so much more out here. It was amazing. I don't know. I wouldn't be who I was today probably without Rock Band, honestly, at least in my musical taste. Oh man, such a major influence at that time. So that was like 2007. Yeah.
It had to be. Oh, for karaoke, of course, the universal song that you got to end it with is, of course, Journey's Don't Stop Believing. Yes. You always have to end with that one because that brings everybody in the bar together to sing it together.
Yeah.
We're all a few drinks in. End of the night, everybody's shoulder to shoulder like this.
Yeah, not Closing Time by Semisonic.
No, it can alternate. It can alternate.
Yeah. Oh man, some good songs. Yeah. I don't really like singing in front of people. I'll be honest. So karaoke sounds like a nightmare to me. But if with the right people and the right circumstances, it might be a lot of fun. Bingo.
That's the main. Well, there's two things, right? You got to go with people who you know you're gonna have a good time with, and you all understand that nobody here is a good singer, right? Right. Number two, You also have to remember wherever you go, you will very likely not see any of those people ever again. So what does it matter what they think?
That's true. That's true.
You know, who cares? Just have fun. You're here for your crew, your people. If other people want to join in, more power to them. That makes our crew even bigger. But I'm here to hang out and have fun with the people I came with. Anybody else, it don't matter.
Or we just need to do a trip to Japan because they have their karaoke room. Like it's a private room. It's got a private room.
They were everywhere. They were on the street. You could just walk up to a karaoke booth and it was like $1.50 and you could just sing a song right in there. It was trippy.
Just go do get like a private room where 10 of us can just go hang out and sing our hearts out, and who cares, What happens in the room stays in the room. All right, let's move on to this next question here. Shadow Ranger 02 asks, with the advent of Dave the Diver and how much of a blast it has been, should sushi stay with traditional ingredients or should we expand out what we use for sushi to new ingredients? So, for those of you who don't know the gist of Dave the Diver, fantastic game. I was in love with it before I got distracted by Helldivers 2 and now Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, and the list goes on. You are a diver who moves to this island somewhere in the middle of the ocean. A former colleague of yours, maybe? I forget exactly how you knew each other before, but anyways, there's somehow you knew this acquaintance, and he ropes you into working for his restaurant that he started with another sushi chef on an island, using all these crazy ingredients from this certain area in this ocean. This certain area here, the blue circle or something, whatever it's called, is like very unique fish and stuff like that. The whole gist of it is just like wild fish combinations and sushis and stuff like that. So, Adrian, if given the chance or the ability or the resources, I guess, should sushi go beyond and kind of go wild like it does in Dave the Diver, where he just started they come up with some wild combinations and wild stuff, or do you think it should stay more traditional? Do you think there's something about the tradition of it?
I mean, of course, you're never going to be able to match the traditional roles, and those are time-honored, time-tested, combinations. Mm-hmm. However, I'm not against experimentation as long as it makes sense. Okay. Within the realm of sushi, like if it was an ingredient that wasn't there, but if you immediately go, you know what, I could see somebody putting that on a sushi roll and trying it out because it goes well with fish or it goes well with vegetables or whatever, I'm not opposed to that. Now, when you start adding crazy stuff like I made a peanut butter and jelly sushi roll, it's like, all right, bro.
So you don't want me to make
pump the brakes.
You don't want me to make an octopus and cheese whiz sushi roll with a spicy chocolate sauce on top?
I literally felt my stomach just turn 3/4 and then turn back when you said that.
Oh yeah,
like it was unlocking a key.
That sounds horrible.
Or unlocking a door.
Octopus cheese whiz with spicy chocolate sauce.
Oh God.
No, I think you're right. I think you're right. There's limits. It's one of those things where experimenting is not bad with anything, not just apply to sushi. Like experimentation and like doing different things is great. That's fun. That's awesome. That's how things can.
That's how we got
innovate. That's how things innovate and get better. But honestly, I don't know. There's something about just like the OG, just like basic, keep it simple sushi rolls. Like,
oh yeah.
I don't know, because you go to a sushi shop and you look at their list of rolls, and it's like sometimes it's like 2 or 3 pages of like, this is a dragon roll, this is a caterpillar, this is the volcano, this is the triple X roll, this is the blah blah, and it's like all this crazy, and they're just like it's getting bigger and bigger and wilder and wilder. And basically they're deep frying it, they're adding like all this crazy stuff. And honestly, I used to love those.
A lot of that stuff is good.
They are good, but recently, like in the last couple of years, I've like dialed back. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna get it straight up, just like bingo. Just give me like a hunk of fish. I don't even want the rice. I don't even want the rice anymore. Just give me like the sashimi.
You're the devil.
Sashimi.
No, Sashimi is illegal.
It's
We do
so
not.
good.
This is not a sashimi home.
Seriously?
Over here.
You don't like?
It's dead serious.
Oh, it's so
you need
good.
the rice. It's its own flavor. You need the rice.
It's very good. I
especially
love sashimi.
especially the places that they marinate the rice a little bit, so it tastes just like the tiniest bit, a little bit vinegary.
I like the nigiri. I like it with the. I'm not saying I don't like it, but I also just love like what I've done before though is I went to this place and they have like this massive platter of sashimi, and I just ordered like a bowl of rice on the side. So
You should have just went and got ahead and got the just get the sushi then.
It was
you
more.
basically ordered.
They charge you more.
You ordered do-it-yourself sushi.
Yeah.
Well, you're paying for the labor.
Yeah, exactly. They charge you more. In this case, I can enjoy. I take like a bite of fish, enjoy it. Take a bite of the rice, which is seasoned just like the same it would for sushi. Because I was like, I just have sushi rice, and then I could just eat at my own pace. It's great. Make my own sushi without making it. I just chopsticks.
I don't know, man. That sounds like slowing me down to me. Just give it to me all together.
I don't want to fast. That's the whole point. I want to
to
enjoy it. I want to savor it. So I want to slow down. Slow me down.
No, I'm not saying I want to. I want to get to the experience quicker. I'm not saying get through the whole thing quicker.
Yeah.
Just get to the experience. Because now I have to stop. I have to take the sashimi, put it on the nigiri, make sure it's even, make sure it's enough of both. That looks like a little bit too much rice. Got to take some of the rice off. You know what I mean? Let them. They know the perfect amount of rice. They know the perfect amount of fish.
But
let them put it all on there.
It's it's slowing you down because you're trying to recreate it. I'm not recreating it. I'm just enjoying straight sashimi, and then like I'll have like I'll have like 2 or 3 pieces of sashimi. Like that was good. Okay, now I like just want a couple of scoops of rice or whatever. So take a couple chopsticks full of rice, and then all right, now I'm good. Like I'm not making nigiri in front of me. That would be shameful.
See,
that would
I was thinking.
No, I'm not recreating the wheel here. If I wanted nigiri, I would just ask him for it. No, I'm just eating sashimi, and I also happen to have a bowl of rice there that also helps fill me up a little bit.
Got it. Okay.
Because if I was just filling up on the meat, that would get very expensive.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I want to enjoy the flavors of the fish while also still being full at the end and not spending hundreds of dollars in fish.
Okay, that makes sense.
Because I could slurp down some fish real quick. Let me tell you.
Carrie says so. Not pepperoni on sushi. No, not pepperoni on sushi. Unfortunately, I feel like cold cuts are a totally different ballpark food sphere. You can do a lot with cold cuts and charcuterie, absolutely. But I don't think that this is a realm that they should exist in, unfortunately.
No, not at all. Yeah, sushi's good. I need to have sushi.
Sushi is great. I haven't had it in so long.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I can't remember the last time I had it.
I don't think I've had it this year.
There's this good place nearby us that's like, yeah, it's like decently priced, and even I finally I've been exploring sake lately as well. I was already kind of into it, but there's like this one brand, this one bottle I'd always get, and I've been like branching out, trying different ones. I tried this one. I don't know why I'm blanking on like what it's called, but it's like cloudy, it's basically essentially like an unfiltered sake. It's not clear. It's like a
right.
There's a word for it. There's a specific word, and I'm just blanking on it now. I've come to like that, I think, better than like the standard like filtered one. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, if you've tried sake at all, or
absolutely. I was gonna let you go, and then I was gonna
yeah, but yeah, there's like 3 or 4 brands I've tried, and so far I haven't had a bad one. Let me just say that. I think that's my new favorite alcohol. Like I used to be like a whiskey guy. I'm like, oh yeah, I love a good sip of whiskey. Get my Bole or get my Slow and Low or get a good Scotch or like whatever, and I just sip on it. And now it's like, I think sake is where it's at. Like it is so freaking good. If I'm just looking for something to sip on, so good.
Now I do have to warn you.
Okay.
However, you are a grown man. You can make your own decision. Sake is how should I put it? Sake is a dark horse alcohol, okay? You think you're only drinking a little bit? Most sake is at least 14% alcohol, okay? So you may have like a glass or two and be like, huh, this sake is not very strong at all. I can keep drinking this. And then when you go to stand up and everything kind of got,
whoa, wait a second.
Right. And you're like, what happened here? So you just got to be careful with that.
I haven't fallen for that yet, but I mean,
okay.
I
just want you to watch out.
It's good.
Sake, especially because it's a little bit sweet too.
It is. It's sweet. You can drink a lot of it.
Yeah. See, you can drink a lot of it, and the next thing you know, bent over your desk.
What is happening?
What did I do? My favorite sake is actually like, I don't want to say it in a derogatory way, but like you can find it at the corner store, like the liquor store. It's called Tanuki sake. I get it over in Oakland. It comes in like a little carton, but that stuff is so good and it's cheap too.
Okay.
You have to get it at like a specialty market, but it's really good.
So I usually get my stuff from Bevmo. I've never seen this there, but they have another one that's in a box, and I've looked it up, the reviews, and people are like, do not buy that box sake. It is
I haven't looked up.
I guess
I
normally
haven't looked up reviews about mine at all. Yeah. Don't care.
Okay.
It's good to me.
It's good.
Don't care.
Okay. I just thought it was funny because I was like, whoa, it's like a little juice box, but that sake has a cool little design on it, like a little character or whatever. And I almost got it, and I had the app up because I was trying to find something else, and I was just trying to check and make sure it was in stock at the store, and it's just like all the reviews are like, no, like not good. I'm like, okay, never mind. Take that back.
Fine.
Okay, I'll buy the more expensive one.
Yeah, no, dude, I love that stuff.
Oh man, yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out for that. It looks cool. I like the little box, the little tanuki on it.
I have to figure out a way to ship it. Yeah.
Oh, there's lots of places online here. Buy it online all day.
Oh, there you go.
Just all day, every day. Just buy it. All right. Well, that is it for the listener questions this week. Remember, if you have questions you would like answered here on the show, whether it's video game related or not, drop it by. You can DM us on social media, or the best way is actually to join our Discord, supergamerboys.com/Discord. Join us over there and chat with us during the week. Talk about what you've been playing, what you've been watching. If you've been watching that Dune 2, I haven't seen it yet. Everyone keeps talking about how awesome it is, and I'm sad. I want to go see it. I haven't had time. My parents came in town. I've been so busy and with other stuff as well. It's like, I need to get to the theater before it leaves theaters, because that would be sad if I missed it.
Speaking of things that you need to go see, good buddy, can I recommend Perfect Days to you? My God, what a fantastic movie. If you love slice of life, like, and I say that because it's just like you're watching somebody just live their life, and watching them as they go about their business, and things happen to them, and just kind of going along with the flow. Oh man, that is such a good movie, and the messages in it are so good, and just the way that it makes you kind of recontextualize life and make you appreciate the mundane, and it's such a great movie.
Okay, yeah, I saw you tweet about that. I'd never heard of it, but when you tweeted about it, I'm like, all right, I might go check this out. So
yeah,
I'll
beautifully acted, beautifully shot, just great.
Nice. All right, with that, I think it's now time for the nerdy nudes.
It's now time for the nerdy news.
Glorious. Real quick here, I do want to address Gary. Did come back and said there's a place here that sells pizza sushi, and then she does clarify it's not sushi. But that is a scary precedent to set.
Oh, I know what she must mean.
That sounds.
They must roll the pizza up like a sushi.
So it's like a pizza roll.
Yeah, and then they cut it so that you can just eat the pizza in little roll bites. I'm
good with that.
But then also, doesn't that they've already perfected that kind of thing with Totino's pizza roll?
Yeah.
So how is that place still in business when pizza rolls exist?
What's the point? All right. Anyways, wait. She just clarified it's got rice and stuff, but pepperoni inside. All right. Nope. Shut it down. Shut it down. Cancelled.
Hello, FDA.
That is not okay.
Ugh.
Horrendous. A little dollop of
A
tomato
little
sauce
Oh
on
my
top.
God.
No.
You just keep making it sound
All right.
worse and
I'm
worse.
closing the chat window now. All right. Let's move on to this first news story. This first news story comes to us from Wesley Yinpool over at IGN. Hey, right.
Tomato sauce.
PS5 Pro specs leak online. That's right. Specifications for the unannounced PlayStation 5 Pro have leaked online, revealing the power of the console Sony reportedly plans to release during the fourth quarter of 2024. That's this year, in case you were living under a rock. The specs for...
Or in Jumanji.
Or Jumanji. Yes, exactly. That happens more often than you'd realize.
What year is it?
The specs list first emerged via YouTube channel Moore's Law is Dead, before Insider Gaming claimed they were real, and a subsequent Insider Gaming article added further detail. IGN understands the leaked specifications are real and emerged from Sony Interactive's developer network. Sony has yet to comment. The headline improvements here are to the CPU, which is said to be identical to the standard PS5 CPU, but with a high CPU frequency mode, which amounts to a 10% increase to 3.85 gigahertz, and the GPU, which enables faster rendering and higher quality ray tracing, powered by 33.5 teraflops. Look at all them flops.
Wow.
The standard PS5 only offers 10.28 teraflops. However, a direct PS5 to PS5 Pro comparison would work out to about 10.28 to 16 to 17 teraflops. So it's a big jump, but not quite as big as it initially sounds, but still big, I guess. I don't... Teraflops, what does anyone actually know what that means?
No.
Of particular interest, the PS5 Pro is said to have an upscaling anti-aliasing solution called PSSR, similar to NVIDIA's DSSL and AMD's
I was gonna say, I feel like
FSR.
they're playing with a lawsuit with that naming.
Well, so I mean, isn't
that like a trademarked term?
DSSL is an FSR, but this is PSSR, PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution Upscaling. I don't know where the U went. They just dropped the U. but they got it. Custom machine learning architecture and an AI accelerator. Elsewhere, PS5 Pro has a detachable disk drive and 1 terabyte of storage space. So, I mean, that is kind of cool, adding the DSSL that NVIDIA has. Like, I use that all the time. Because I have a 1440p monitor, but if I can render it at 1440, but then upscale to like 4K, or render it at 1080 and upscale to 1440 or whatever I want to do, that's the thing, you can do whatever you want. A lot of times it's almost indistinguishable. Like, there's very minute details that you can even notice are upscaled. Like, it does a pretty dang good job. So if PlayStation can like hit that mark, man, you could finally, and I don't know if this article touches on it, but another article I read, the 8K resolution that it has on the box, you could technically hit 8K upscaled, where at
the menu?
Where at this point, well, no, like in game you could, with using the AI upscaling, you could hit 8K, because it could be running at 1080p, but it's upscaling to 8K using the GPU. Like, it's not that taxing on GPUs. At least, like, I upscale what I was playing Cyberpunk 2077, and I think I upscaled a game. When I run it natively, I get like 10 FPS. When I upscale, I'm getting like 200 frames per second. Like, it's crazy how...
I was getting ready to say, because I remember you saying you got like 2 frames a second when you were playing Cyberpunk, but
yeah, but now that they've fixed it, it's much better. And then with all the new upscaling features, it like rips. So it's like, if they can bring that technology to PS5, that's barely going to be taxing on the system at all. And then just like, look, it's not going to be the same as 8K native, but an 8K picture on a 4K TV would look pretty dang good,
I guess. I just feel like they could take all these resources and make, I'd rather have a 1440 running Ultra on PS5 than
it has a 1440p mode. They've added that.
Right, but then don't you have to choose between performance and resolution?
I mean, you have to do that no matter what, whether you're playing 4K or 1080p.
That's what I'm saying, which is the problem. I would rather have them had taken those resources and just let me have both.
Have it all
at 1440.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that would
I know
be.
they're not going to let me do that though.
They might. It hasn't been announced, but I would hope that's one of the benefits of buying the Pro is just having it all. Like, you know,
because I would love a crispy native 1440 running at 60 or 120.
That'd be slick.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're good. The rest of the article kind of just goes into talking about their history. Last month, an analyst signaled that Sony is likely to release a PS5 Pro later in 2024. The souped-up refresh is reportedly designed to boost interest in PS5 ahead of the release of Grand Theft Auto 6 in 2025. As IGN has reported, there's a lot riding on GTA 6, not just for Rockstar and Take-Two. Yeah, it just seems so wild, and this kind of talks about it here. We don't need to address that. We can just address. Like a month ago, we did an article about how their sales are apparently like plateauing and not doing as good as they thought. And their first inclination was like, hey, let's not put out any games in 2024. And it's like, well, that's not gonna solve the problem. And now to release a console too, it's like, if your console is declining, don't make more consoles, like make games
Bingo.
for it. What are we doing here? Like, I don't understand.
This is, and that's what I said when we first heard about this news. I said, oh, they're doing all this, you know, they're making PS5 or PS5 Pro. Oh, it's going to be able to play games 3 times faster and it's going to have all this resolution. And I'm like, okay, cool. What are we playing 3 times faster? What are we running at higher resolutions? Because there's no Sony games coming out this year.
And the games
Why
that are out,
releasing hardware with no games to play. And the games that are out
don't have loading screens because it loads so fast. How can you go faster?
What is this for?
What is the 3 times performance for? Where's this going? They keep talking about faster load times, but things are loading pretty dang fast. God of War doesn't have loading screens. Yet. Like, none of these games have loading screens because it's already fast. I don't understand. Like, again, like you said, if that performance is going towards like, okay, give me 4K 60, you know, don't make me choose between quality and performance. Make me just get both. Then
right.
This makes sense. This is great. I'll upgrade to a Pro. I'll trade in my old one and upgrade to a Pro. Why not? But
they ain't gonna do that.
If that's not,
because they want to be able to say, oh, this does 8K. This does. I don't care. I don't know. You haven't even maxed out the original PS5's potential yet. Yeah. And now we're already moving to Pro.
I know. They're like,
it's only been 4 years.
Let's do more. I mean, when did we get maybe this article says right here. Let me see. Sony has form when it comes to releasing a Pro version of its consoles. A PS4 Pro, for example, launched in November 2016, 3 years after the PS4 came out. So there's a PS4 Pro sooner than we're getting a PS5 Pro.
We hit the bottleneck with PS4 though. I feel like a lot faster than we did with 5.
Yeah,
I remember seeing complaints about the bottlenecking especially with the CPU, because I think the CPUs in the 4 were already old when it came out.
Well, the other problem was the cooling as well. You'd get the jet engine PS4, even the PS4 Pro though. My PS4 Pro would scream.
Exactly. I was playing Last of Us Part 2 on it. I had headphones on and I could, like, when the game was loading. Is that my I just bought this.
Wild. Yeah. So I mean, but yeah, you're right. Like, so like I have not come across a game where I've heard the fans kick in audibly on my PS5. Like I can hear the fans, but like I have to get right up next to it, and even then they're very quiet. So it's like,
well, that's also because the fan is 8 feet tall in the PS5 too.
Yeah, so. It's like this big old honking, like it's most of the box is just a fan.
Exactly.
So it seems wild to like, yeah, like what are we upgrading here? Like, because they're talking about a bunch of GPU specs, but it's like, all right, like, and again, obviously this is a leak, so Sony hasn't had a chance to properly advertise this. So no. we are coming out with a lot of heat without actually hearing from Sony directly. So I guess to reframe this is what I hope they tell us when they finally announce this is, yeah, give us, native resolutions with the 60 FPS. We don't care about the 8K. We don't care about the faster load times, but just the quality. Give us a better quality, or use this PSSR, use this AI upscaling to allow us to get high resolutions while getting high frame rates. Like, heck, if I could be running, because that is a thing where you super sample, I believe it's called, where basically you're running at a higher resolution than your monitor, because then it can be even crisper. It's like, all right, I have a 1440p monitor, super scale it to 4K or even 8K. I don't care, maybe 4K. You don't want to go too much because then it starts getting, you need jagged edges and stuff like that. So, all right, use your PSSR to upscale my 1440p monitor with a 4K image, so it's like super crisp and super clear, really great colors, and give me the 60 FPS. Like, that's what I hope it comes out. Like, they're utilizing the AI not just to give us freaking 8K imaging, but actually like allow us to get more performance out. We don't want just image, we want performance.
Yeah. You know what I realized? I'm probably gonna have to get one of these.
Are you?
Yeah, because I just remembered that GTA is coming out.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna miss GTA. I'm not gonna do it. So, like, Final Fantasy was already hard enough to pass up, but GTA is gonna be a cultural event, man. And as good as 5 was, there's no way I'm missing 6. Sorry, I'm sorry. So if they come out with it at the end of the year, I'll at least have something to look forward to play, and I know that's coming. I could catch up on Final Fantasy Rebirth
and 16. So, you still have to play 16.
And
right?
16, yeah, I still gotta play 16. So there's things for me to play at least, but that's only because I didn't play it before. That's not because Sony's coming out with new stuff for me to play. So
totally,
yeah, I'm gonna have to get one, unfortunately.
Oh man, wild. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
They got me. They got me.
They got you. I mean, I just hope, they have like decent trade-ins, because then I can upgrade my PS5 and not like break the bank here. That's what I want to.
You honestly probably would have an easier time selling it than trying to trade it into GameStop will give you a pack of Juicy Fruit and call it a day.
I feel like when I upgraded to my Pro, though, they had like a special promotion. It was only for like a week or two, and they're like, you get an extra blah 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 whatever, and so I ended up paying. Or no, what was it? So when I got the Switch OLED, they had a special promotion with the trade-in, so I got like a bonus on top of when I got the OLED. That's what it was. So that's my only thoughts. Like maybe they'll have something like that, but we'll see. I haven't shopped at GameStop in years though, because they're a trash company and I hate them. So just to be completely honest, I guess, to be completely frank here.
I honestly couldn't blame you.
Carrie says this episode is a lot about gum. It's apparently we made a Juicy Fruit comment. Did you make a comment about Juicy Fruit? Did I miss it?
Yeah, I was like, when you were talking about GameStop, I said I told y'all you should probably sell it.
Oh, right.
Because if you take it to GameStop, we'll give you a pack of Juicy Fruit for it.
Okay, there you go. Also, real quick,
which is generous for them.
It is very generous. Oh, we just got rated by SBF VGS. What's up, David and the boys and the girls? How many glizzies could a cloud guzzle if a cloud could guzzle glizzies? I don't know why I read that out loud, but thank you for the raid.
Sephiroth.
I have to ask Sephiroth. That's right. If you if you're watching this later on YouTube or listening to this on podcast apps, we do lots.
Are they all saying it?
We do stream live over on Twitch, twitch.tv/the and over on our YouTube. Actually, we have a couple people over on YouTube right now. What's up to Acute Perspective and Nicholas McMath? Apparently, it's Nicholas's birthday today. Happy birthday, Nicholas.
Happy birthday.
Oh, they're all here. We should probably move on to the next news story here. Hey, you guys aren't coming in right when we're ending because we started super late today. Right? So you're right in the middle of the show.
There you go.
Oh, man.
You didn't say the raid mess. Yeah, we did. I said you had to ask Sephiroth.
No. He's saying Soak7 didn't say it because Soak7 just said our names and gave a thumbs up.
Okay.
He broke the rules. He broke the raid rules. Now you gotta leave.
I'm gonna let Sock slide because he's always at my streams hanging out, so I appreciate him.
All right, this next news story comes to us from PC Gamer, written by Joshua Wollens. Sorry. Aspire makes Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection statement after crashing. to overwhelmingly negative reviews, says it's working on it, but doesn't apologize or explain why it needs 62.87 gigabyte of your disk space. I love that, like, editorializing
Nuts.
in the
I
the
can't
title.
wait to talk about that.
Oh,
Go ahead.
man. All right. With the Steam user reviews now comfortably at overwhelmingly negative, it's fair to say that Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection has been a disaster.
It just came out and said it, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
That's how you feeling?
Players are saying probably one of the worst launches of all time. Within hours of release, the collection has been a black eye for Aspire after months. Well-regarded Tomb Raider remasters. On the wake of it all, the company has released a stunningly brief statement on where it plans to go from here, thanking the Battlefront community for its overwhelming support and feedback for the Classic Collection, which is certainly one way of phrasing it. Aspire,
I was gonna say that's one way you put it.
Yeah, Aspire cops to the fact that it experienced critical errors with our network infrastructure that caused high ping, matchmaking errors, crashes, and servers not appearing in the browser. Yep, that makes sense. Those are all issues that players have been complaining about since the collection dropped yesterday, and I even ran into a couple of them. Matchmaking glitches and crashes myself when I tried to play a bit of Battlefront yesterday. Most intriguing, though, is the claim that servers were not appearing in the browser. One of the most baffling and oft-reported problems with the Battlefront collection was the fact that it apparently launched with just 3 64-player dedicated servers for around 10,000 concurrent players.
Whose idea was that?
Now it seems like Aspire is saying the issue is not in the amount of servers, but their visibility, which was obscured by glitches or the machinations of the Sith. It makes sense.
You making jokes right now?
It's PC Gamer here. I don't know who this writer is.
No, I know.
They're cracking.
That was probably the Battlefront that was saying the machinations, right?
They've cracked a couple of jokes here. This Joshua Wollens.
Oh, okay. I thought that was Aspire making jokes. I was gonna say, are you trying to be funny right now? You have nothing to laugh about right now.
Joshua Wollens from PC Gamers.
Okay.
It makes sense. I dropped into the game not too long after the launch and found far more than 3 dedicated servers in Battlefront 2 and 5 in Battlefront 1, which isn't many, but was enough to cater to the relatively few people playing it. Anyway, Aspire pinky promises it's working on it. We've been This guy is throwing some serious
He's on a roll,
shade.
man. I'm not mad at him.
We've been working to address these issues and increase network stability, and we will continue our efforts until our network infrastructure is stabilized to prevent further outages. All well and good, but maybe a little thin as statements go. The Battlefront games are beloved classics, and thousands of players were there on day one of Aspire's collection to dive back into the glory days of 2005. Their disappointment has been immeasurable, but vocal, and I imagine Aspire's 5-sentence "hey, we're working on a" statement with no time frame and no apology won't do much to placate them. After all, there are still mysteries that Aspire hasn't addressed yet. Plenty of players have complained of audio glitches and bad controller support, for instance, which the company doesn't mention in its statement. My main inquiry is how on earth the collection managed to turn 2 games from the mid-2000s, totaling about 12 gig combined, into a 62.87 gigabyte download. I don't mean to kick the studio while it's down, but that's not a size increase I can see reflected in the game's graphical quality. We'll see how things go, I suppose. I still hope Aspire manages to miraculously pull this one out of the bag. Battlefront games, and the people who bought them deserve better. This Joshua Wollens over at PC Gamer.
A+.
He deserves a round of applause. That was a great article. I usually don't read all the way to the end, and I had to on that one. That was fantastic over there. Because it's true. Like, this game is busted. I don't know if you've seen some of the clips come out. I saw one where it looked like, I was like, oh, is that Lego Star Wars? I'm like, oh no. That's the new classic collection from Star Wars Battlefront. Like, the textures were loading in like the wrong colors. It's like purple and green and white. And I'm like, they look like little like pieces of Lego bricks put together in this world. All the textures were janky. I'm like, what is happening? This is a game from 2005. If you can't make that, like, the bare minimum, they just had to get run an emulator on it, right? Like, the bare minimum. Like, I can already emulate these games if I wanted to, and even with add-ons, like a lot of the emulators have add-ons and what do they call them? Plugins, where I can up-res it myself. And that takes I could do that in 5 minutes. What were they working on that they couldn't even get it to do that? Honestly, I don't know.
I don't understand how this went so wrong. Like, you had the blueprint.
Yeah.
You had the blueprint to just do. Honestly, let's 100% real talk. They could have just used the same old code, just picked it up and put it back down and people would have still bought it and played it.
Yeah.
Like, just take the old Steam releases, add the online on the back, attach them to the servers that you were gonna get, and call it a day, and people would have been stoked. Also, the original game came out on the original Xbox, and DVDs were only 4.7 gigabytes.
Yeah, they figured it out
fit
there.
on there.
They figured it out there.
So what's the deal?
I don't know.
Why is this 67 gigabytes?
Where is it coming from? Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Not an asset was remodeled. Not a planet. Nothing. All it was up-res.
Yeah.
Where there's no new textures, no new nothing. So why is this 67 gig? That netcode is not that big. There's no way. Especially when they were running it on original Xbox Live. There's no shot. This is crazy.
Maybe there's a reason that they're having so many network issues is because maybe they've overcomplicated the code. Maybe it's just like it's like all just netcode, and in reality they just need to like type like run server. That's it. Like,
in 2005, that's probably all you needed to do, and they were like, you know what, good to go.
like Xbox was holding it together with duct tape and chewing gum. It was like, come on,
honestly,
like, like, what are we doing here? I mean, don't get me wrong. I know I'm gonna have people in the comments being like, "You don't understand how this works." I'm like, "You're right.
Damn,
you're right. Bro, I don't understand how it works, but I know it worked hyperbole. 10 years ago. It worked 20 years ago. It worked 20 years ago.
I know it worked 20 years ago.
It worked 20 years ago. Why can't it work now?
On a system that was dozens of times less powerful than the ones that we were playing it on today.
Yeah.
With an internet that's much, much, much worse than the ones we have today, and it worked just fine. I've seen videos of people that were shooting at other characters, hitting them with bullets, and they weren't dying because the ping was so bad.
Wild.
Insane.
Sock says, sounds like that guy didn't get a review code. Maybe, but I don't know. Whether he did or not, he has every right to be salty. Like, he's not the only one.
He nailed the situation.
100%. Sock also says it's gigabit netcode. It's different.
Oh, yes, of course.
We're not dealing with like dial-up here. Remember the little dial-up modem you could get for your PS2? Like, this is like, or not. I guess it wasn't dial-up. It was high.
It was broadband.
It was a highest-speed broadband.
It was the very
modem.
beginning of broadband.
I remember buying that thing and sliding that in for the first time and playing some SOCOM. Remember that the Navy SEALs game? I
remember it. I played Battlefront on Xbox though, so I just had to plug it right in there.
Yeah, we had the PS2, bought the broadband modem that slid in the back of the PS2, plugged it in.
I know the one you're talking about. It looks like a hard drive.
And then we could play with 3, because it was up to 4 people co-op with. And you had the headset and everything too, so you could talk to each other. It was wild. Yep. Like the first time we did that, we're like, these are real people on the internet?
You're Can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear me? What? Yes,
Blew
dude.
Our mind. Absolutely crazy. Oh man. Yeah, so I don't know. I was stoked about this collection, but now
over the moon.
I'm not gonna get it now. If they ever fix it, clean it up, maybe it ever goes on sale for
they have to
$10.
Fix it. They have to clean it up. I was gonna say, and it needs to be on sale for like $14.99.
Yep.
Then I'll pick it up.
Cheap, and then I'll pick it up.
Yep.
All right. This last news story comes to us from Wesley Yinpool over at IGN. Palworld Dev says massive profits are too big for a studio with our size to handle.
Rub it in, why don't you?
It sounds like they're complaining about it, but we could take that off your hands. We could help you out, Palworld Devs.
Absolutely. If you're looking to invest some capital,
here
you go.
The boss of Palworld developer Pocket Paris said the company can't handle the massive profits the game has generated. Palworld launched in January and overnight became one of the biggest games in the world, setting records not only on Steam, but on Xbox Game Pass, where it is the biggest third-party game launch ever. So far, the $30 Pokemon with Guns crafting and survival game has seen an incredible 25 million players with 15 million copies sold on Steam and 10 million players on Xbox. Speaking in an interview with Bloomberg, Pocket Pair boss Takuro Mizobe confirmed Palworld costs less than 1 billion yen, which is about $6.7 million to make, and has made tens of billions of yen in profit. For context, 10 billion yen is around 67.2 million US dollars. So it costs about 6.7 million to make, and they get made back 67 million back.
Not mad at him. I'm not mad at him. Do your thing.
Wild. It's an amount that is too big for a studio with our size to handle, said Mizobe, who later clarified he has no...
We are too rich, actually.
Exactly. We got cash all over the office. We don't know what to do with it. They won't take it at the bank. We can't hire any more people because we got to store our cash in the office. What's the deal?
That SpongeBob joke. We don't know what to do with all the money. We tried shredding it, and burying it, and burning it.
Oh my gosh, that's spot on. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Mizobe, who later clarified he has no intention of expanding or offering shares in the company. Rather, he wants Pocket Pair to remain small. It's currently 55 people. I mean, 67 million spent 55 ways. That's still a lot of money.
That's still a lot of dough.
I know that's
people
not.
Should be eating good over there.
Hey, people on the internet. I know that's not how it actually works, but you know that it was a joke. It was a joke. You got to clarify stuff like that because there's a bunch of idiots out there who would hate on us because of that one little statement. That was like 3 words I said. Mizobe said he is open to a partnership or acquisition, but insisted he has not started buyout talks with Microsoft. Now he's like jumping the gun. He's putting the cart before the horse now. He went from like, we got too much money. What do we do to... Yeah, Xbox still doesn't talk to us. Like, what's the deal? Perhaps more pressing, Pocket Pair is in talks to bring Palworld to more platforms, suggesting a potential PlayStation 5 and Nintendo console release in the future. While Palworld is one of the biggest game launches ever, it's also one of the most controversial. Pocket Pair has said its staff has received death threats amid Pokemon ripoff claims, which it has denied. Soon after launch, Nintendo moved quickly to remove an eye-catching Pokemon mod, and then the Pokemon Company issued a statement saying, "We intend to investigate and take appropriate measures to address any acts that infringe on on intellectual property rights related to Pokemon." Let me tell you, nothing's happened. So I assume they didn't find anything.
They're doing just fine.
Because there's nothing.
They got Microsoft backing them.
Yeah.
Nintendo ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah. So that's that. What a wild problem to have. Especially as someone who's about to be unemployed in a month. What a wild issue to have too much money.
Hey, I guess we got to make our own Pokemon ripoff,
right? Is that what we got to do? We got to come out with no.
Actually,
we need to come out with a
one ever.
A ripoff of Palworld. That's a ripoff of Pokemon. We just need to make
ripoff Palworld.
Friend Zone. This is our game, Friend Zone.
What are the? Oh, are we gonna call them friends?
Yeah, they're friends.
Okay, so Friend Zone. What do they use instead of guns? Do we just go full circle and have them use powers again?
They're right back to using powers at this point. We're skirting that line of possibly infringing on Pokemon.
Of the mashups from Palworld.
Yeah, so we're instead of like mashing, like taking Pokemon and then trying to like mash them together and make different ones. Yeah, we're gonna take Palworld monsters and smush them together. So then it's like an amalgamation of this crazy beast that has like four different types to it. Instead of being like, oh, it's like ghost and water. Now all of a sudden it's like ghost, water, fire too somehow, and dragon, and like just like throwing everything together. I think that's how it has to work. This has to be like just a bastardization of Palworld, basically.
Which is a bastardization of Pokemon already.
Oh no. Wild. Yeah, so there's that. Go play the game, throw some more money at them and see what happens. Maybe they'll lose their minds. And if you're friends with them, tell them that Garrett and Adrian over at Super Gamer Boys, they could use some help.
We could use some money.
Use some monies, please. All right, that is it for our news stories. That was a wild ride. All 3 of those stories. I feel like we really got a little rowdy there. That was some good times. All right. Well, now it is time for that part of the show where I talk about our Patreon ad.
Do it.
All right, it's the part of the show where I tell you to go over to patreon.com/supergamerboys to catch us ad-free and early. That's right. If you want our episodes early and ad-free, you don't have to deal with ads on Twitch. Although there's a way to get around that too. I'll talk about it here in a minute. If you don't want to deal with ads on Twitch, you don't want to deal with ads on YouTube, you don't want to deal with hearing this in the middle of your episode on podcast apps, then think about supporting us over at Patreon. $1 a month gets exactly that. Early and ad-free episodes of everything. And our Patreon exclusive shows, Super Later Boys, which are 5 episodes out right now. And we're planning on recording episode 6 to come out ASAP. So hopefully within the next week or two, you will be getting March's episode here. And then $5 a month, you can get those previous perks and the show notes ahead of time. So Sunday afternoon, you can take a look at what we're going to be talking about here on the show. There's news stories, questions of the show. Although contents are subject to change. We actually changed today's news stories a little bit last minute here because over the weekend, the PS5 Pro leak stuff. So, but you can see everything we're going to be talking about. Leave your own questions, comments, concerns directly on the doc. So if you have answers to the mailbag segment, if you wanted to tell us what your karaoke song was, you could have left the comment on there. If you wanted to share what you've been playing, go ahead and leave it on there. So think about supporting at $5 a month if you want to have maybe your voice heard a little more on the show. You're not able to make it to live streams on Monday over on Twitch and YouTube. You can also support us at $10 a month, get all those previous perks and a shout out at the top of each and every episode as a Patreon Super Gamer sponsor. That's right, Super Gamer sponsor. We appreciate those folks who get the shout out each and every week. It's fun to shout out some names. And then the top dog tier, I did it backwards. So Super Gamer sponsor, and then it's Patreon producer. I'll get it one of these days. We've only been doing this for 235 episodes. Patreon producer, you get the top dog tier. You get all the previous perks, and you have the ability. I almost said audacity. You have the audacity to pitch us a segment, and we may or may not deem it worthy. No, that's not true. You get the opportunity to pitch us a segment, and if we like it, we will throw it out to the world. Throw that segment onto our show, or possibly a separate thing. We noticed we've been doing card game corners over on Instagram, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, all of those places. That's its new home for the time being. So yeah, it's not going to show up here in the main episode, but Kajoma's Card Game Corner, that's one of those Patreon producer segments. Adrian back in the day had Super Indie Boys. We had Losing Reviews, where me and Adrian had to watch bad movies back in the day. So if you have just a fun little segment idea that you would like to either be featured on this show, or I think it'd be a fun little spin-off thing that we can do on our social media during the week, or just a separate YouTube video during the week. It doesn't have to be social media. Hit us up about it. Let's talk about it. Let's figure it out. It'd be fun. If you want to be a part of it, we can work that out too. Again, within reason. There's a vetting process. I feel like I realize up until now we've basically kind of said you can do whatever you want. Just pay us $15 a month. I do want to be very clear. There is definitely there's still a vetting process between me and Adrian to make sure that it's not just all sorts of shenanigans happening on our YouTube channel. But we still would love to hear your ideas. You can also support us over at sgbstore.com. Buy some sweet merch. We got hats, we got sweatshirts, we got stickers, we got coffee mugs, we got all the good stuff over there. So think about supporting us over there. We'd very much appreciate that. And then the last but not least, like I mentioned before, there's a way to get rid of those pesky ads on Twitch. That's right. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can link it to your Twitch account and use your Prime Gaming sub right here on this channel. Not only do you get ad-free viewing when you watch us live, you get access to our emotes across the channel, and the best part about the whole thing, cost you $0. We get $5 out of the deal. So you don't have to pay us any money, but we still get paid at the end of the day. So you love what we do. I want to help enjoy our live streams, which we are doing more and more. We stream Monday nights, our episode recording. And then Tuesday, Adrian's been streaming. Last week he did Mars After Dark. What was it called?
Mars After Midnight?
Midnight. Mars After Midnight. That makes more sense. Mars After Midnight on Playdate. And you're going to be playing some more Playdate games tomorrow, I believe you said. I've been playing through Helldivers.
Possibly there's one alternate, but we'll see.
Okay, well, stay tuned. Tomorrow night around 7:30-ish, 7-ish.
7:30-ish.
Around there.
In between there.
You'll get
just show up. You'll be there.
If you follow us, you'll get the notification. You can do that too. And then Thursday nights, I've been going back and forth between Helldivers and the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So check us out, subscribe, because it's free and we get paid. It's great. All right, let's get back to the show. All right, Adrian. This is where I need to ask you. I'm not even going to talk about what I've been playing because you all know what I've been playing. I've been playing the Final Fantasy. I've been playing the Helldivers. I've been playing the Half-Life 2 that I started 2 months ago and I'm still working on. But Adrian, you went to a big boy convention event, whatever you want to call it. You went to the Real Deal. And we need to hear more about this. You went to and got to experience Day of the Devs in San Francisco live. Is that correct?
That's right. Mr. Good Taste reporting in.
All right. We need to hear about every game you played and how good they all were.
Okay. Have a seat because I got quite a few of them that I came in with.
Here we go.
Okay. Where do you want me to you want me to just go down the list? Because I took notes because I knew I was going to have to talk about it.
You share whatever you want to share. Like, however.
Okay.
You don't have to do all of them, but whatever ones you want to. If you want to do all of them, great.
Well, ones that I know people are going to be like, oh, that game rocks, right? So there's one that I saw that's called #Blood, #BLUD. It is it's animated in the style of like a 90s cartoon, but it plays like a Zelda game, and it's a vampire hunter adventure game. Yes, I know what you just heard, but trust me, it makes sense. Dude, I can already see that this is gonna be like the next big indie hit game. No joke. I was able to talk to some of the devs there, and they were just telling me about development and how inspired that they were, trying to make sure that everything was living up to the standards that they had for that game. I mean, it's absolutely stunning, the animation in that game.
So real quick, we're going to try this. We'll see how it works, but I have the trailer playing. I went to the overlay where it has the 3 blocks, so people can see #Blood right now. So
sick.
They got a trailer going. So
that game looks everything in that game is meticulously like animated. The controls feel tight. The coolest thing that I saw that a lot of games don't do is when they have dialogue, they animate the characters actually saying the dialogue in the little, how like normally it would be just their picture and then they would say the words, right?
Yeah.
But they like have the character actually say the whole thing, and they even try to animate the mouth to kind of match it's not a 1-to-1 match, but just to kind of give you the idea of them saying whatever sentences on there. And I'm like, dude, you guys did that for everything? That's nuts. And it's not just the main character, it's all the other ones. Yeah. That game is absolutely stunning.
It looks like Cartoon Network cartoon. Like, it reminds me of like...
Yeah, that's what they were saying. Like the 90s
like
cartoons.
Chowder or something like that.
So I would definitely say to be on the lookout for that one. God, I got so many. Isles of Sea and Sky. That one is like it's a NES inspired puzzle game, but it's open world, and it has a pretty deep story that I didn't get to hear more about, unfortunately, because I only played like one little bit of the demo for it. But it's pretty neat. It looks really good. It's like a push block puzzle game in a sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're able to pull that up.
I have it up here. It's going now. It looks, this is like an animated trailer. So it's showing like some cool artwork with it and stuff too. But yeah, it's showing like the push blocks and stuff. So is that kind of, you go like room to room and like solving puzzles, or is there combat involved as well?
Not necessarily. I don't believe that there was the section I played was just a puzzle. It wasn't any combat in it. I wouldn't be surprised if there was combat, because I can definitely see it being added in. Like as another element. Like there's bosses to fight, but you do puzzles to fight them.
Okay.
But I don't know if there's necessarily hand to hand or like active combat per se. If there is, you'll probably have to do puzzles to do combat.
That's
But
really
keep
cool.
an eye out for that one. I think that one looks really cool.
Yeah.
Let me go back to my list here. There's one that's called Yellow Taxi Goes Vroom. This one is an absolute. This one is nuts. It's like Crash Bandicoot and Sonic the Hedgehog put together, right?
What?
So like you play as a little taxi, like a wind-up taxi, and you go around all the different parts of the level, and like you go at high speed all the time. But it has like PS1 graphics, and it the characters feel like they came out of a Crash Bandicoot game. It's awesome. That game rules.
It literally, like, some of these maps straight up look like Sonic maps, like the way they do like the grass and stuff. Like, it looks like there's like kind of stole a bunch of Sonic
the way that you
maps
traverse them, and then all the pickups, and then like the character models and stuff like that. That's what reminds me of like Crash.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome.
Yeah, no, that game is gonna be fun. God, what? There's another one. It's an RPG coming out. It's called Hermit and Pig. I don't know if you could pull that one up, but
yeah, I got it.
It's a turn-based RPG that's heavily inspired, as you can see, by Earthbound and Mother 3 and things of that nature. It was very charming. I like that they have a twist on the battle system, where you have to put in button combos to pull off your moves instead of just select the move and then you do the move. Right. Like if you want to do a different move, there's different button combos. You have to time your attacks right. I don't know.
Cool.
Just it seems like it's gonna be a pretty neat little RPG. I'm looking forward to it.
One thing I love about indie games is just like how unafraid they are to just do whatever they want with like the art style. Like all three of these are like so unique and all so awesome. Like they're all this looks so gorgeous. I love it. Where like AAA games, we complain about this all the time. They all just like, they look great, don't get me wrong, but everything's just hyper realistic. Everything's just going for realism. And I just love when indie games are just like, nah, like we're gonna make this super artistic in whatever creative way we want to. Like it doesn't have to look photorealistic. It can look like whatever the heck we want it to. It's so good.
Yep. Oh, one that I got to chop it up with the devs about that was seems like it's gonna be really endearing is called SOPA. SOPA. It's an adventure game about, so the way that they described it to me was you're hanging out with your grandma and you guys are making something to eat, right? And she tells you to go get a potato, and you go to the pantry to get the potato, and you go to reach for it, and the pantry just keeps expanding and expanding until it opens up into this other world that is like inhabited by a bunch of different creatures. And every time you find, so you have to go like on a quest to find whatever ingredient your grandma needs, right?
Okay.
But every time you come back, you always come back a little bit older.
Oh, whoa.
So it's kind of like every time you come back is a new chapter, right? Like you get to experience a new dynamic or a new relationship, a part of your life with your grandma. So you start off young, and then you go on your first adventure, and then you get to explore whatever level and world that is. And then you come back and you're a little older, and then you go to a different one, and then you get to keep doing that over and over again.
That's cool.
It was absolutely beautiful. The demo that I played, I'm definitely going to check this one out because I really think it's going to be a really heartwarming experience.
Yeah.
And I can tell that when I talk to them, they sound like they put a lot of care and a lot of their own personal, experiences into the game.
Totally. Yeah. It's something like that. Like it reminds things with like a more personal, heartfelt story to it is, again, that's something that's like not unheard of in AAA games, but it's so much more common in indie games that I love. Like I was just recently playing through Venba. This that's what it's called, right?
There's DLC coming out.
Yeah, I saw that free DLC. I need to jump back into that when that comes out. But like that game, like got me tearing up like at the end of the game. I'm like, oh my gosh, not many games and stories can do that for me personally. And like it's happened more often than not with indie games, and I just love that. And like hearing you describe the story, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I should play that, because like that sounds like it's gonna get me crying on stream or something. Like I don't know if I should can't be doing that. No, but that's awesome. That's so good.
Well, cool. Let me see. Oh, I can kick the octane up a little bit.
Okay.
There's an FPS coming out called Sulfur.
Okay.
It's a simplified kind of cell shaded FPS where you get different guns and you go through like, you're almost like the section I played, you were like cave diving.
Okay.
But there are monsters that you have to fight and you can just shoot them. And they like throw stuff at you. They throw spears and grenades and stuff like that.
Right.
And it's pretty neat. It gets pretty hectic though. And a little bit gory. There's a lot of blood, but I'm not opposed to that, of course.
I'm looking at this, and it's funny because it's like such a simple art style, but like it's so like violent and
it's
gory.
effective.
It's so crazy. Yeah, it's great. It looks like it's also very silly as well.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
There's like a silliness to like the humor and stuff like that, which I appreciate. That looks like a lot of fun.
That's gonna be a lot of fun. I mean, I can keep going. I got a couple more.
Yeah,
I don't know how much time we got.
Go ahead. Let me look. Where are we at? Yeah, go ahead and give us a couple more. I think we can do that.
Okay. One, of course, because of my love for the game that it was inspired by, of course. There's one called Bits and Bops. And it is a unabashed Rhythm Heaven homage. It's a series of mini games that you have to interact with to the beat. And it's set up just like Rhythm Heaven. I mean, you can it wears its influence on its sleeve, and any game that does that, I'm a sucker for. Just like Melatonin was like that. So I don't have much more to say. I'm absolutely going to play this because this is one of the situations where they're like, if Nintendo is not going to do it, we're going to do it. And I'm behind you all the way.
That's awesome.
They did WarioWare and we got that, but Rhythm Heaven missed the Switch entirely, which is crazy.
Dang.
Let me see. Oh man, I got so many that I want to talk about.
I'm so jealous you got to go. One of these years I need to go. I know they do one in LA too, like especially in the summer on Summer Game Fest.
Summer Game Fest.
But
we got to get into Summer Game Fest. That's the problem.
Well, it usually happens like it's around it. You don't have to get into Summer Game Fest to go to it. It's a separate event.
Oh, really?
When I've looked into it before. Yeah, it's a separate event, separate ticket. It's free from what I understand. Where Summer Game Fest costs money to go to or get into. But yeah, I would love to do that, but it's also like LA is close, but not that close. Like I feel like for you, like San Francisco is like, oh, you can get there in like, I don't know, less than an hour,
pretty
probably,
quick,
depending on traffic and stuff like that. People with the traffic in the Bay Area is horrible, so maybe it's more where like for me it's like, oh, that could be like a 2.5 hour drive to get up there. San Diego's a little farther than I always remember. I always forget, like, oh yeah, San Diego is close, but not that close. You know, still at a long trip. But one of these days, I just need to come up to you and hang out with you, and then go to that Day of the Devs.
You could next year. They'll be here. All right, I got 3 more I want to knock out. I know we don't got a lot of time. Okay. Number 3 is called 1000, the number 1000 X Resist. It is a narrative based sci-fi, like a thriller.
Ooh.
And
indie horror.
It takes place in the far future after humanity's been wiped out by like a plague or a disease. They didn't really give me too much because they want you to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
But you assume the role of a person who was living during the time like right before the outbreak happened, and you're going through the game in the facility, the areas that they want you to investigate to kind of piece together what's going on.
This looks spooky. This looks very scary.
Yeah. It wasn't. The section I played wasn't necessarily scary per se. It was more like
it's like creepy and dark. Like it was like
like eerie kind of.
The imagery is very like remind like the like Omori hand drawn like creepy looking stuff at times.
Right.
And it like cuts to like this dark spooky room that you're running around in. It's like, whoa, okay. That's what they're showing in this trailer.
I think I see potential with this one. I think there definitely could be something here. You can just tell by looking at it that there was a lot of work put into it, and they clearly have a story that they want to tell. So I'll be on the lookout for that one.
Okay.
My second to last is going to be oh shoot, I'm torn between these two. Let's go ahead and we'll do it's called Europa.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. So you play as a little android boy, and you are, I mean, this is absolutely like Ghibli anime, you know, Ni no Kuni inspired adventure game.
I mean, I right off the bat, I'm like, oh, Breath of the Wild. Like,
yeah, that too.
That's what it kind of looks like here.
And you are this is kind of like this is a happier version of the one I just told you about, the 1000X, where you're trying to find out what happened to humanity in this one too.
Okay.
But obviously this is much less scary or much less eerie looking than the 1000X. This game is absolutely gorgeous. I got to see it in person. The line was super duper long, so I didn't get to play it, unfortunately, but I put it on my list as something to definitely check out.
Yeah, that looks beautiful.
Yeah, especially with the traversal looks really good too.
Yeah, so like it just looks so like, I don't know, the little flying mechanic he has, where he kind of just like float and fly around and stuff so fast. Dang.
And then my one that I have to talk about, that the intro to this game absolutely blew me away. And it's called Dome King Cabbage.
Okay.
Just trust me.
All right. Let's see. Looks like a trailer. Looks all right. Okay. I got something here.
Yeah. So everything you're seeing, from what I understand, is they had to make all of it. I don't know how they did it. I don't know what they used to do it.
Oh, wait. Is this made by the guy who... It's like one guy working on it?
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember. There was like a trailer we saw, and it was like super crazy, like surreal kind of like imagery and stuff. And then like, I remember him describing, like, it was a guy like, yeah, I'm like a teacher and was sick and tired of doing that. So I like I'm just like, he's been making this on the side. Is that this game or is that a different game?
When I talked to him, he didn't mention anything about being a teacher.
Then maybe that's a different game. But
he did say that he's been working on this since like 2018, and it definitely shows with the amount of work that he's put into the cinematics and as far as the gameplay too. It's an RPG it's an RPG in the world of a visual novel.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, like now it just went from like the weird trippy like CG trailers to like a, 8-bit or whatever, or 16-bit like RPG looking game or something like that.
Dude, seeing those and even the RPG part plays really well, but seeing those cinematics with the sound and like just being in the moment of what they're trying to convey, like the feeling, the emotion they're trying to convey, is just, it's an experience into itself. He did say that this game isn't coming for some time.
Okay.
I think he said it's definitely not this year, but I at least got to play a demo of it, so this is 1000% on my radar.
Dude, that's awesome. It looks wild. Just
absolutely. It is wild. It is as wild as it looks. However wild you think it is, that's what it is.
All right, man.
Yeah, I have a few more, but I know we're pressed for time, so just know that I saw a lot of games. Creativity in indie game development is alive and well, and I cannot cannot wait to go back next year to see what else is getting ready to come out.
So good. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for that report, Adrian. I appreciate it. I'm glad you're able to go and share some of those insights. Hopefully you people, if you're listening on podcast, go check out the video, because I kind of played some of the trailers in the background, so you can at least see the visuals we're here talking about. So
please do.
Or
ask me about them. I'll tell you about anything you wanted to know about, of what I saw.
That too. Reach
and
out.
I got a few that I didn't get to talk about that were awesome as well. We just, only so much time.
Yeah, reach out on social media or in our Discord. Chat about. We can chat about some of the games there that you got to try out. So, all right. Well, with that, I guess it's time to wrap up the show. So, thank you all so much for listening and watching. We appreciate each and every one of you. You're all amazing. Be sure to check us out over at patreon.com/supergamerboys if you love what we do and want to help support us. All the support would be very much appreciated and very, very helpful. So head over there, even just $1 a month, or if you're feeling extremely generous and have something fun to pitch us, $15 a month. Or even if you don't, we actually we have had a lot of Patreon producers who don't pitch any segments. So if you're just feeling generous and love what we do, support us over there. We'd appreciate it. You can also support us by going to sgbstore.com and buying some merch. That also helps us out. Get t-shirts, get sweatshirts, get hats. We got one style of hat, and then Adrian has gotten his sample of the other style, and if everything's good to go, he's been kind of putting it through its paces. And if he gives it the big old check mark, we might be pushing that live on our merch store. So
keep your eyes peeled.
Keep them open. We got lots of fun merch over there. sgbstore.com. Rate and review us where you can over on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you can get your podcast app. And if they have a rating system, give us a rating. We appreciate it. And it helps a ton. We haven't gotten a new review on Apple Podcast in a long, long time. So if you listen on Apple Podcasts, or even if you don't, you have an Apple device, go find us, Super Gamer Boys, and leave some reviews on our shows, on our various shows. Because we have Super Gamer Boys, we got Super Gamer Book Club, we got Super Dungeon Boys, our D&D show, which we haven't updated. They're both on hiatus, those other two shows. But even still, keeping things fresh, keeping things updated, helps Apple know that, all right, it's not totally dead here. Very much appreciate it. Shout out again.
These guys actually kind of rule.
Exactly. Shout out again to Jack Sriracha and Yate for allowing us to use their music on their show. We appreciate them so much. And make sure to go find that link to listen to them on Apple Music and Spotify, or just search for them. Add them to your playlist. Listen to them because they make good music. You can find us during the week at supergamerboys.com, Twitter and Instagram at supergamerboys. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at gmorlang. Adrian, where can people find you at?
You can find me any and everywhere at Homeboy.
All right. And with that, that's all I got. So, Adrian, go ahead and take us out of here.
Sounds like a plan, folks. Thank you for hanging out with us for another episode of the Super Gamer Boys podcast. As always, we appreciate any and all support, and we always appreciate you hanging out with us here. Of course, we couldn't do this without you. So definitely spread the word. I forgot what I said last week.
Call your representatives today and tell them to listen to Super Gamer Boys podcast.
There you go.
Call your local government and tell them you need to listen to Super Gamer Boys.
Have you checked out this podcast? I know you have bills to pass, but look. Oh, man.
I know there are international crises happening right now, but this is a very good podcast. Have you heard
this podcast?
Oh, no.
That's terrible.
That's bad.
But yes, no, we absolutely mean that. We say it every time, but 2024 has been an insane year for us already. We've been seeing an insane amount of motion, getting looks from people who we never thought would look our way. And
yep.
And I'm gonna keep saying it, man. I know, you got to be a little delusional about your goals, but I think it's only up from here. I really do.
All it takes is the right person, that one person to find it.
We just got to be in the right place at the right time, brother. And I really do think it's coming. So we just got to stay consistent. Keep doing what we've been doing.
Heck yeah.
And with that, until next time, we are the Super Gamer Boys.
And we'll catch you on the flippity flop.
Yo, Carrie really said they had pepperoni pizza sushi. That's disgusting.
Sick.